Good morning, Dr. Edward.
Good morning, Dr. Fletcher. What's the matter?
You hear that crying next door? It's a parent of another child I diagnosed with an intellectual disability.
Oh, I see. The news is never easy to take.
And I hear you have a few reports to deliver yourself?
Yeah. One moderately retarded and one severely retarded.
2 cases? I guess with about 2% of the population supposedly having some form of retardation, we should expect that.
True. I hope the other doctors are having a better day than we are.
Mr. Scott, please contain yourself.
You doctors are ridiculous. What's the meaning of that? Nobody calls my son retarded. You understand me? Is that how you taught your son to deal with problems? I believe you owe the doctor an apology. Sorry. When she told me my son had an intellectual disability and she explained that it meant that he was retarded, I just lost it. I understand how you may feel, but that is no way for an adult to behave. What exactly did she say to you? Well, she said that he is mildly retarded. Whatever that means, Mr. Scott, you should actually thank the doctor. With her diagnosis, you will be able to properly understand what your son's needs are. I guess he's going to have to leave school. Not at all, Mr. Scott. In fact, almost all children with a mild mental disability can be effectively educated and can go on to gain the life skills they need to take care of themselves. Really? Yes, really? Now you need to find Dr. Edgar. It seems she ran off.
Gabby? Why are you crying?
Some crazy guy attacked me because I told him that his son has an intellectual disability.
Seriously?
Yeah. He pushed me and then Kendall came in. While he was distracted, I left.
And then what happened?
I don't know.
I think we had better find out.
Good morning, Miss Jane. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, Dr. Fletcher. Is everything alright?
Well, we have the diagnosis from Samantha's assessment as to why we believe she has been having the difficulties you described.
Is she okay?
Have you ever heard of an intellectual disability?
I don't think that I have.
Well, to put it simply, it is a condition where someone experiences limitations in thinking and understanding. This makes it difficult for them to deal with situations throughout all the areas of their life.
Does Samantha have this disability?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is there anything that can be done for her?
Well, yes, and I must commend you for taking this first step. There are many parents who refuse to accept these realities.
So what do I do now?
Well, the purpose of diagnosis is to determine the services, benefits and legal protection your daughter needs.
Come to think of it, I don't even know what she needs. Could you tell me more about this?
Well, she seems to have a moderate intellectual disability, so we are expecting that she will need assist with self-care skills such as eating and using the bathroom. As she grows older, for example by age 6, she will get better at self-care but could still do with supervision.
So what about her education? Will she be able to do anything?
Yes, it is even possible that she might be able to get a job in the future.
Might? What do you mean by might?
I would recommend we focus on her at her current stage for now, but I have some literature for you that you and your husband can go through together.
You are trying to change the subject? Don't hide things from me, doctor. Why is my daughter like this?
Miss Jane, there are several possible causes for this condition, and only diagnosing your daughter at the age of 4 would raise many questions for us. It could have been genetic, or maybe due to some kind of trauma at birth, or maybe because of drug and alcohol abuse, or...
Are you trying to say this is my fault?
Miss Jane, I'm not accusing you at all. In fact, in most cases the cause is unknown. I'm simply explaining why I would not be able to tell you how your daughter has this condition.
And when will she recover and be normal again?
I'm sorry to say this, Miss Jane, but this condition is lifelong.
What did you say? You mean Samantha is going to be like this forever?
Miss Jane, the extent to which the condition affects your daughter can be lessened if we begin intervention now, and you can only help her if you remain calm and listen to what I have to tell you.
Alright, doctor.
Great. In the literature I have for you, you will find a list of agencies, most which work with the government, to provide a variety of services for you and your child once you bring this diagnosis to them. Additionally, when she begins formal schooling, you will have to inform them of her condition. As time goes on, we will teach you the various ways that you can make the best of this for your daughter.
So in the meantime, I guess we'll read the information and return for the next appointment.
Hey Gabby, are you alright?
Yeah, thanks. Where is Mr. Scott? Is he still mad?
No. In fact, he went to look for you to apologize. I helped him appreciate what you were doing for him.
Well, that's nice, but I don't think Kezia is too happy about what happened. She called the police and I think she went to look for him. She also said many things which are not professional to repeat, including threats of what she'd do when she finds him.
Lord be merciful.
By any chance, are you Mr. Scott?
Yes, I am. Have you seen Dr. Edgar?
Yeah. So I hear you like to raise your hands.
Huh? Hi Gabby. Nice seeing you today. I know it can be so hectic sometimes.
Yeah. Today is no exception. You just miss Kendall.
Uh-huh. Okay. I guess he's busy. I know he was supposed to have a session with some parents about the level of support that they'd need to provide or get for their kids.
Yeah. Like I was supposed to have spoken to one parent about the short-term or assistance as needed intermittent support since their child is only mildly retarded.
So what happened?
They got all angry and aggressive before I could get to that part. After he attacked me, Kendall appeared and I took the opportunity to run off.
What? So where are they now?
To be honest, I have no idea where anyone is right now. When I met Kendall here, I found out that the parent had calmed down and was hoping to apologize to me, but right after the incident I met Kezia. When she heard about it, she went looking for him in a rage. Then Kendall went looking for her in the hopes that things didn't escalate.
Attacked you? The nerve of that guy. And you're okay?
Yeah, but he might not be. Kezia seemed very angry.
I could imagine. I'm quite angry myself, but I still have some more work to do before I'm free. I trust that Kendall can handle things until I can help out.
That's okay. I'm sure Kezia can handle herself properly.
Hey Kezia. Is everything alright?
It is now.
Oh. What happened?
I helped Mr. Scott understand why domestic violence is a bad thing.
That sounds nice. After speaking with Gabby, I was afraid you'd do something to him.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I have some more work to do.
Yeah, me too. I'll see you around then. Good day, sir. I understand you needed to see me. Yes, sir. I'm Wayne Joseph with Donata, the School for Children with Special Needs. Pleased to meet you. I wanted to discuss the situation with two children under our supervision with severe mental retardation. While they have the same diagnosis, they seem to be quite different. Well, yes, sir. Persons with mental retardation, though they may share the same classification, do not necessarily share the same characteristics. Interesting. There are many skills which persons with mental retardation are assessed on. The characteristics and behaviors of persons with the same classification, whether mild, moderate or severe, does not represent each and every possible way in which the condition can show itself. Very well. I understand. I can also tell the difference between persons who are part of the intervention program at your clinic. It seems you guys are really good. Thank you, sir. I will remember to let the rest of the staff know that, but really the potential lays in every person with an intellectual disability to learn and grow intellectually, once they get the intervention as early as possible. Great. I have some observations documented here that we could go over together, no problem.
Good morning, Mr. Raphael.
Good day, doctor.
I'm really happy that you made the appointment to discuss how your daughter's development is going.
Yes. I had some questions about my daughter and what to expect when she enters school.
Well, currently the aim is for all students to be included in the normal classroom setting, especially for the socialization benefit. Unfortunately, with your daughter's condition and how schools operate currently, she will most likely be placed in a special class and may be included in the normal class for non-academic subjects like PE. How has she been developing?
I'm also not sure about her development. She's 4, but she communicates mainly by moving her hands or things like that, and she doesn't seem to play much with other kids her age.
That's expected with a moderate intellectual disability. It's good that you're making these observations.
I needed to get someone to assist her for the days that the preschool will be closed, and when I stated that she had an intellectual disability, they asked me what level of support does she need.
Well, there are 4 types, or levels rather, of support. In order of difficulty they were called intermittent, limited, extensive and pervasive. Intermittent is short-term and given only when needed. Limited requires a bit more consistency over time than intermittent. Extensive support means regular involvement in at least some environments like at home or school. Pervasive is a great level of constant assistance. Your daughter requires limited support.
Crystal clear, doc. I'll keep trying my best. She might be moderately retarded, but she seems more happy than most kids, and she's gradually getting better at the self-skills you were telling me about.
Well, if that's all you need to know, I will get you some of the information we discussed here on print so that you can refer to it if you need to.
I'd appreciate that, thanks.
Scott? Hey, how have you been?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Are you sure you're okay? You seem hurt. Like someone beat you up.
Me? Nah. Been working out, you know. Sore from it, but did you just come from the clinic too?
Yeah. Spoke with the doctor about Samantha. Really helpful. Found out that Samantha is moderately retarded. She's going to need a lot of assistance. Even when she's an adult, I'm going to have to make sure that she has supervision.
I'm sorry to hear that. I found out that my son has a mild intellectual disability.
Oh. From what I read, that means your son should be able to take care of himself in the long run and can even be very successful with social and vocational skills.
Really? I think I'm going to need to read some of that stuff you got there.
The doctor didn't give you any information?
Let's just say that I didn't get around to it. Hey, we meet again.
Yeah.
What have you been up to since we last met?
Since after the incident with the parent, paperwork, and more paperwork.
Well, how would you like a special assignment?
Really? What is it?
A talk show host called and wanted to have a specialist on intellectual disabilities on the show. Are you interested?
Am I? Just let me know when and where.
Great. As soon as we get off this elevator, I'll get you the info, but we'll have to leave right away. Hey Kazuya. What are you up to?
Trying to finish this report before I head home.
What is it about?
I'm using the framework for assessment of mental retardation for one of the children. Besides the diagnosis, they will also have a classification and plans for the support that they need.
I don't think I did the classification for the last report that I wrote up.
But grouping persons helps determine the services that they need, what research applies to them, and even service reimbursement for funding. Without it, the assessment isn't quite complete.
Yeah. I knew that. Just thought I'd add it tomorrow.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. I'm sure they'd understand we had a long day.
I'm sure they will.
A pleasant good evening to all our viewers. I would like to welcome you all to the show. I am your host Victoria.
Tonight we are fortunate to have a specialist in the field of mental illness, Dr. Edgar. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Miss Victoria, and it is a pleasure to be here.
In observing Mental Illness Awareness Month, we felt that it would be a good idea to help persons become more knowledgeable about intellectual disabilities and how they can be a part of helping persons with these conditions. So, Doctor, could you give us some tips about what this means for someone with an intellectual disability?
Well, firstly, I'd like to tackle one misconception by stating a fact. Persons with an intellectual disability are more like us than unlike us.
They are more like us, Doctor?
Very much so. By this I mean they usually want and enjoy the same things that we do. Socializing, playing, experiencing success, just like everybody else.
Interesting concept, Doctor. Sometimes people can be so insensitive and believe that since someone has an intellectual disability they don't feel the full range of emotions that normal people do.
That's right. And considering that persons with this disability will most likely have difficulties with social skills, this can easily influence persons to withdraw themselves.
My goodness. The hearts of some people can be so black. Anyways, Doctor, go on.
Yes, Miss, one of our aims is that regardless of a person's diagnosis, we want them to understand that they should feel good about themselves and be happy. That they have rights like everyone else. They might have trouble standing for their rights, but we can speak on their behalf and help them to learn to do the same.
That is great advice, Doctor. Another area we thought to get some advice is in relation to how we should interact with persons with this condition. We know they're in schools with us, at work with us, and everywhere else like everyone else.
Well, it is important and helpful to understand what the effects of their condition are. Since it causes persons to have limited thinking and understanding, we would need to accommodate them. For example, we need to be aware of their strengths and weaknesses. From this we can set more realistic goals for the individual. Additionally, we should try to sequence tasks for them in order of difficulty, and we can create more opportunities for them to experience success. This encourages them, like anyone else, to keep giving their best effort. Dr. Edgar, I can't thank you enough for coming, and I'm sure everyone else thinks the same. Well, this brings us to the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed the information. A special thank you goes out to GR2K Pictures. Do have a great night.